All right, let's dive in. Today, we are pulling back the curtain on one of the most powerful, yet almost totally hidden forces in the stock market. We're talking about a force that can pin prices in a tight range one day and then turn around and pour gasoline on a market crash the next. So let's get right into it. You know that feeling, right? You put on a trade, you feel great about it, and then the market does this weird little move that just barely takes out your stop loss before reversing. Or maybe you've seen a small dip that should be a buying opportunity suddenly accelerate into a complete freefall. Sound familiar? Well, I'm here to tell you, you are not going crazy. It's not your imagination. There is a very real, very powerful, and believe it or not, very predictable force at work. And by the end of this, you're not only going to understand what it is, but you'll know exactly how to use it to your advantage. So, who exactly is this invisible hand pulling the strings? Well, let's meet the folks behind the curtain. We're talking about options dealers. You might also know them as market makers. Okay, so think of these as giant firms whose entire job is to be the other side of your options trade. They're always there, ready to buy when you want to sell and sell when you want to buy. Now, here's the key. They couldn't care less if the market goes up, down, or sideways. Their goal is to stay perfectly neutral and just scalp a tiny profit from the spread on billions of transactions. But, and this is a huge but, in order to stay neutral, they have to do something that has massive consequences for everyone else. And if you want to understand just how big their impact is, just look at the sheer scale we're dealing with. These firms handle something like 70% of all the options trading volume in the SPY. One of the biggest, most traded ETFs on the planet. For all intents and purposes, they are the market. So because they're on the other side of all those trades, they constantly have to balance their books. And they do that by buying and selling the actual underlying stock. We're not talking about a few shares here and there. We're talking about over $50 billion in stock every single day just to keep their risk in check. That flow of money is often way bigger than what most big hedge funds are doing. Now, this is the part you really need to get. This hedging isn't a choice. It's not based on some gut feeling or a fancy chart pattern. It is a mathematical requirement of their business model. They must do it. And that makes their behavior incredibly mechanical, almost robotic. And anything that's formulaic, well, that becomes predictable. Right, so this predictable mechanical hedging, it basically forces the entire market to adopt one of two very distinct personalities, or as we call them, regimes. It's all driven by a Greek called gamma. But listen, don't get hung up on the jargon. All you need to know is that it creates two totally different playing fields, and understanding which field you're on, well, that's the key to everything. So first up, we have what's called the positive gamma regime. The best way to think about this is like a big, powerful spring. When the market tries to rally, dealers are mathematically forced to sell stock, which acts like a ceiling, pushing the price back down. And when the market dips, they're forced to buy, which acts like a floor, propping it back up. They become this huge stabilizing force, just dampening all the volatility and keeping things kind of quiet and range-bound. But then everything can flip on a dime, and we enter the negative gamma regime. This is the complete opposite. Forget the spring. Now I want you to picture pushing a really heavy ball down a steep hill. When the market starts to dip, dealers are forced to sell, which pushes that ball downhill even faster. And if the market rallies, they're forced to buy, accelerating the move up. They go from being a stabilizer to an accelerant. They literally pour fuel on the fire. So let's just put these two side by side because the difference is night and day. In positive gamma, you've got the spring. The market's quiet, it's range-bound, dealers are stabilizing everything. So your strategy has to be mean reversion, right? You sell the rips and buy the dips. But in negative gamma, you've got the downhill bull. The market is volatile, it's trending hard. Dealers are hitting the accelerator. Your strategy has to flip to momentum. You have to follow the trend. Trying to use the wrong strategy in the wrong regime is frankly a recipe for blowing up your account. And if you think this is just some abstract theory, it is not. Just think back to the COVID crash in March of 2020. That was a textbook, absolutely brutal negative gamma event. The market got stuck in this deep negative state. So every time the market went down, dealers were forced to unload billions in stock, which pushed the market down further, which forced them to sell even more. That vicious feedback loop is what turned a market correction into a full-blown historic crash. Okay, so we get the theory. Dealers have this huge impact, and they create these two different market types. So what? How do we actually turn this knowledge into a real, actionable edge in our trading? Let's build the playbook. From now on, before you even think about putting on a trade, you need to run this simple 4-step check. Step 1. Identify the regime. Is the market acting like a spring or a downhill ball today? Step 2. Based on that, select your strategy. Are you fading the move or are you following the trend? Step 3, and this one is absolutely crucial. Adjust your position size. When you're in that volatile negative gamma world, you have to cut your size down. And finally, step 4, manage your risk. You need to know if the biggest players in the market are on your side, providing a floor, or if they are about to accelerate the move against you. Now let's look at the classic mistakes that traders make all the time because they don't understand this. Trying to be a hero and buy the dip in a negative gamma waterfall, you're gonna get crushed. Trying to trade a breakout in positive gamma when dealers are just squashing every move, it's just so frustrating. And probably the biggest one is using the same position size no matter what. You have to be smaller when things get crazy. Seriously, make this regime check the #1 thing you do before every single trade. All right, let's wrap this all up. We're going to boil it down to one simple, final cheat sheet that you can stick on your monitor. If you remember nothing else from this, remember what's on this next slide. It's this simple. In positive gamma, dealers are your friend. They keep things calm. The market feels range-bound. Your job is to fade the moves, probably with your full position size. In negative gamma, dealers become your foe. They're destabilizing everything. The market feels volatile and wants to trend. Your playbook is to follow that trend, use wider stops, and most importantly, cut your position size way down. That's it. That's the game. And I want to leave you with this one last thought, and it's a big one. Crashes are gamma events. That invisible hand we talked about in the beginning, it's not just gently guiding the market. Under the right conditions, it's the very force that can pull the trigger on market-wide panic. So the real question is, now that you can see it, what are you going to do differently?